All right, so before I call our second speaker, I'd like to give some background about the speaker. So Geshan is Google developer expert. He travels around the world to give talks, and it's his second time in Adelaide for Geshan. Give a round of applause, and I really appreciate your time today here for taking. I'm going to hand the mic to Geshan to run through his workshop and talk. So please enjoy, and yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you. Let me see, it works. It's not that big enough, it should work. Well, thanks, Amit, for the intro. Or, I don't know. Well, thank you. Am I audible? Looks like so. Should be audible. This is on, so everything should be fine. Yeah, do you think it's good enough? Does it go up?
We should just put it here.
What? It's, I think now it's better.
Everyone can hear us anyway.
Yeah, am I audible enough? That's good. The main purpose of your resume is to actually get that first call or that email from a recruiter. And today I'm going to talk about how to build your own resume reviewer using Google AI Studio in minutes. Would I consider it a micro app? I don't know, but we can have that discussion in a bit. And thanks for the intro, Amit. I am Geshan Manandhar, currently a technical lead at SafeWill. I've been a Google developer expert for Google Cloud since 2019, the end of 2019. I'm also a Docker captain. That's another tag given by Docker if someone doesn't know, since the mid of 2024. And an AWS community builder recently. I've been blogging since 2007. You can do your math. Probably that adds up to being around 20 years now. And I am not an AI engineer or ML engineer like our previous speaker. So just take the things I say with a grain of salt. I work for a company called SafeWill. We essentially help people write wills online. Wills as in when people pass away and they want to transfer their assets and stuff like that. Yeah, if you wanna know about SafeWill or writing wills online, you can chat with me. I've been here for almost 6 months, so I might not have all the domain knowledge, but I can help you with whatever I know. I am originally from Kathmandu, Nepal. If I can see a series of hands of people who identify themselves as a Nepali. Okay, pretty good. Let's go into the agenda. First, I'm gonna go through the slides and let you know why you need a resume. That might be a bit different than what you think of it. The hiring funnel, the golden rules for your resume. Then we'll go into Google AI Studio and actually make a resume reviewer. I will essentially show you something that was not part of the description on what you can do after you have a good resume as well. Do remind me of that if I forget. And then we go to the resume reviewer workshop and the questions. Yeah? Okay, let me ask this. Why do you need a resume? What is the primary purpose of a resume? If you can raise your hand and tell me. Yes, go ahead.
To get a job.
Good one, but that's more like the goal and not the purpose of the resume. Right? That's like the step 7 of the process, and I'm talking about step 1. So
right,
what?
I could give you an answer on that as well.
Go ahead, yeah.
It's basically like a sheet of paper which literally describes everything you've been up to that might be of interest to people that you're showing it to. Everything from your skill set to your literally all the points that we need to check out in the resume.
Yeah, that's the common understanding. Anyone else?
You already did give the answer, is to get your first call at the interview.
Exactly. So someone listened to me when I started. Exactly. So the primary purpose of a resume is actually get that initial call or that email, right? You describing about yourself, having, I don't know, like a 5-page resume, that doesn't really matter. The CTA, the call to action button there is, if the recruiter, generally that's the person who first gets your resume, right? Has a look at it and then does the CTA, which is actually calling you to book a time for an interview or something, that's the primary purpose of your resume. Yeah. Similarly, then the secondary purpose is something like what you have said. Then like once it passes through the recruiter layer, then it could actually go to a technical person, and that's where you can like inform the technical leader who's going to be involved in the interview about your technical skills. That's secondary. That's not even primary. Yeah. And yes, of course. Then there are other things like tell about yourself to the organization, not the things that you know, but what value do you add to the organization? What can you do to the organization? Once you flip that switch and take this lens, your resume is going to convert better. Yeah. And yes, to wrap it up, it's more like a sales pitch. Like treat it like one. It's a sales pitch. To be honest, it's more like an elevator pitch. It's essentially 1 or 2 pages maximum. And then tailor your resume to your audience. That is also very important. Now, why am I saying that? As per research by a company called The Ladders, what it found out was recruiters on an average spend 7.4 seconds on your resume, right? So if you're gonna make a 5-page resume, they're not gonna go past through the first half page, yeah? That is why if the primary purpose is to get that call, and making a 3-page or a 5-page resume for someone who has 4 years of experience backfires rather than does the work. The other thing I think that people miss in the journey of finding a job, as you said, is this. Yeah, it's not a one-step thing. It's at least 4, 5, 6 steps, depending upon the position. Yeah, once I wanted to apply for a staff engineer, and they said it was a 7-round interview, and I said, thank you very much, I'm not going to apply. Essentially, I didn't say it that bluntly, but that was basically my response, right? So what happens generally is your resume essentially helps you in this level, only at the mouth of the funnel, right? It can get you the first interview or the second interview. It cannot really get you all the way through. So it depends. I think this is a general representation of what happens. You first surely get an initial recruiter call. Generally, it's a in-house recruiter. Then if you happen to pass that, you go to the next round, which might be a coding round, which might be a behavioral interview. Those things can go up and down, which might be a technical interview. And then once you pass those 2 or 3 layers, depending on the seniority, you could even have a last interview with a CTO or a CEO, depending on how big the organization is. So essentially, there are 4 or 5 steps anywhere. And then after all of that, they generally do a reference check, 1 or 2 people, and then you get an offer. So even at a startup-ish kind of a place, having 4 to 5 levels or layers is very common. And then people forget that there are actually those many layers, and then sometimes you are filtered here, sometimes you are filtered here, because it's a funnel. So unless you don't reach the end of the funnel, you don't really get an offer. Yeah, that is also needs to be something that needs to be in your mind. This is from an actual recruiter. She's not at Harrison AI anymore. I basically did some interviews with recruiters. That's all on my blog. I did it for like three or 4 years, and all of like actual recruiters in Sydney. And then I asked questions, and this was one of the answers from the questions that said, from Pam, that said like, she loves seeing candidates who have gone above and beyond, ahead of the latest industry trends, self-studying, writing blogs, and passion projects, right? What you need to think here is, how do you get from the bottom 20% of the applicants to the top 20% of the applicants? That's important. For instance, I get two resumes, for example, a front-end role. One person maybe is kind of mid-ish, but then writes blog about React, has contributed, I don't know, to the actual React project on GitHub, right? And the other person may be more experienced, but is not really visible, right? I would probably be more inclined to interviewing the first person than the second person. So it's not that what you do, probably all of your public profile also need to give a consistent messaging on what you are or what you want to be, right? Plus you could do other things like writing blog posts, having a side project, which is becoming a lot easier in the AI era, as we were talking, some micro products here and there, or any side projects, which you should be able to accentuate very well in your resume as well to help you with the process. So these are some golden rules at least from me, having helped tens of people find jobs here in Australia. The first one being, keep it one page, maximum 2 pages. Unless you have 10, 12, 15 years of experience, you don't need that fluff. Yeah? Because remember the 7-second rule. Someone's going to look at it. If it lands in front of a person's eyes, 7 to 8 seconds, 7 to 10 seconds. Number 2, delete ruthlessly. Yeah? Anything that you think is not relevant doesn't need to be there, because without that you cannot reach that one page. And number 3, always include, not always, add numbers and follow XYZ. For instance, by my general rule of thumb is 60-40. By that I mean, if you have 5 bullet points, 6 of them should not just be BAU. By that I mean, I did this. It should basically be, I did this and it resulted in this. For instance, I optimized the CI/CD pipeline, which made it 20% faster. Yeah? So something like that is much better, where you have numbers attached following the XYZ formula, rather than saying, I optimized the pipeline, I made the onboarding better. That's, yes, maybe you did, but how did you measure it, right? So, and find someone internal to refer you. By that I mean, if you see a job, probably like 100 people have already applied to it. And unless you are at the top 20%, very hard that you'd get the initial call. So as soon as you get someone internal to refer you, generally, as a rule of thumb, you have a 50% more chance of getting the interview. Because you essentially have skipped that 100-line queue, right? You are already probably at the top of the line, because someone internal said that, I have worked with this person, or could you please have a look at this resume to the HR person, right? So that's a very good trick. The other thing I think is have a hit list of companies or the area that you want to work into. Like, don't spray and pray. There are 2 ways to apply for a job. Spray and pray. Like, spray your resume to, 100 jobs and pray that 2 of them or 5 of them would reply. That's one way of doing it. The other one is actually thinking and doing a very surgical strategic operation. By that I mean, either have a hit list of 5 companies that you really want to get into, or a sector that you really want to get into. The sector could be e-commerce, the sector could be fintech, the sector could be anything. As soon as you have that, what you can do is you try to find talent people in those companies or in that area, and then you build a rapport, and then you try to build that bridge. Yeah. For instance, if I want to get into Canva, I should have had coffee with at least 1 Canva software engineer and 1 Canva recruiter, right? in this day and age, if I haven't done that, my chances are already 50% less. And use AI to enhance your resume. I think that shouldn't even be said in this time and age, because AI is changing everything, and even job search. I'll show you a couple of things. One more thing in addition to the resume, which please remind me if I forget. So yeah, for that we are going to build the resume reviewer, and then we are going to use the build feature of Google AI Studio. It actually has some new features. I don't suppose we are going to use those, but I can just go through them while I do that. So this is going to be like essentially the structure or the architecture. You are going to use, or we are going to use Google AI Studio's build feature to generate a resume reviewer. We're not going to, of course, write code. And then we can deploy it to Cloud Run, and because it's a publicly accessible URL, you can share it to anyone. Among them, it can be your friends. Yeah? This is the $5 GCP credit. It's essentially required on this part only. If you just want to preview and use it on your own, that's not really required. And this is the same thing that Amit shared. There at least are a couple of pages. One is there and one is there if you want. Or if you haven't got your $5 of credit, please get it now. If you're doing it, I would really recommend you to get a completely new Chrome, probably a Google incognito window, yeah, and only one Google account signed in. If there are multiple Google accounts signed in, it's very likely you'll have issues getting the $5. So anyone who's doing it, the people who are with laptop, I'd really recommend you to get the credit on a new incognito window. Yeah, you can get the credits. I guess most of you already have it. If anyone doesn't have it, there is a sheet of paper there and another sheet of paper there. So even if I change the slides, you can go in and get your credits. The next part is the workshop, and that's the content of the workshop. So people who have not got their laptop, it's fine. You have your $5 credit as long as you remember this URL, or if you have signed or you have got that somehow, you can go back home and do it. Everything is documented. Everything is step by step. The only good thing is I am here, so if you're stuck, someone else or I can help you. Else, the content is already documented, and I'm not going to take it off. It's on my own website, so it's going to stay there probably forever. I don't know, because I have content from 2023, like the workshops I've run in 2023. 23 are still there. So basically, that's the point. And yeah, you can access Google AI Studio. It has a short URL as well, which is ai.dev. And then we can do the prompt and the app generation. Let me go. There's anything else. As the idea is same, it doesn't need to be a resume reviewer app. It can even be a Google Gemini gem, which I have created. If you have access to my slides, you could have a look at that. Where are we going from here? Yeah, okay, that's after that. Potentially, I did refresh. I'll probably start by showing a couple of micro products, as our previous speaker said, and then get into the workshop. As it's going to take time, I take the liberty of sitting down. So this is the rr.geshan.com.np, which is basically, if you scan this, you get here, right? And as I said, everything is step by step. I will actually be flipping my tabs and then doing it. To start, you can go to Google AI Studio, either search for Google AI Studio or type aistudio.google.com or type, what was that, ai.dev. All of them are going to take you here. Yeah? Before I start, I wanted to show you like a couple of micro products. One of the micro products I made up not because I was coming here, and as Amit said, I travel. Yeah, I was in Darwin last month, April, yeah. So this is like a multi-city weather app. I didn't find this feature on any weather websites. So essentially, I was coming here. I wanted to know what was the weather for today and tomorrow. And a graph, it's 15 in Sydney and 18 here, so I don't need to carry my jacket or extra stuff, muffler, for instance, right? So that this is actually how this idea came into my mind. Was we were going to Hobart, and one of my friend was in his shorts in Sydney, and we landed in Hobart, and then he was shivering. So basically, he didn't check the weather in Hobart, and Sydney and Hobart weather is quite a bit different. I think it was in October or something, so he was expecting it to be sunny, but it was not. Yeah. So this is his talk in 2 minutes. I had said that I would summarize it in 2 minutes. I have other micro apps as well, but probably let's not go there. We can go there if we have time. We are already at 6:45. Now, so for the workshop, I guess all of you should have come here. The goal of this particular workshop is we'll build something like this. We're not going to take a file or anything. We're just going to put in text for the resume and for the job description. Hit a button, it's going to do the AI magic, and then it's going to give you a score out of 100. Out of 100 for your resume for that particular job description, as easy as that. Yeah? So yeah, it defines what you're going to learn. Anything else? The only 3 things you need is a Google account. I assume everyone has a Gmail, so they have a Google account. A browser like this, like Chrome, and the $5 credit that you have already scanned it for. The credit is only required if you want to deploy. If you just want to try it on yourself within AI Studio, you don't need the credit. Okay? So the next step, you first go to Google AI Studio. I've already gone there. You click build. As I said, it is step by step, so you don't really need to. Actually, it does nothing. It just goes to build. Okay. I went here. I click here. Is everyone with a laptop here? If not, I can wait. But as no one is raising their hand, I would assume everyone is on the build page. And at least the people with the laptop. Yeah? Okay, this is the easy part. Now, the main thing first we need to do some settings. As this can be a front-end only app, just select React and use the default Flash. Right now it's Gemini 3 Flash. I don't know if we would have Gemini 4 in a week or something. If I trust the rumors, maybe we would, but I don't work for Google, I don't know. So make sure that you have the default Gemini Flash 3 selected and React as your framework. If I was building an app that had multiple levels or layers, or if you are building something a bit meaty, a bit big, then I would suggest you to use the Pro models. Else the Flash models were good enough. Yeah? So done. Now it's the time for the prompt. Let's close this. I hope I can select everything and copy with a single hand, which I can't, so I'll just use this. Yeah, at least for this type of small-ish apps, I would like it to be a single shot prompt. By single shot prompt, I mean one prompt and it does the whole thing, not going in and trying to iterate again and again. And as this is a demo, and most of the times demo gods are not happy with me, so I'd like a single shot prompt. Let's just go through the prompt quickly. It basically says, AI Studio and/or Gemini, build me an intelligent resume reviewer. Make sure to follow the XYZ formula. The primary purpose of the resume is, as I told you, like get the call from a recruiter, and then like the secondary purpose is someone like technically is going to have a look. And technically, I've given it some specs and requirements. Just name the app resume reviewer. There should be something somewhere saying orange color. If it's not there, then yeah, orange color. I'm using this so that everyone doesn't get a different color. Like, because AI is not deterministic, so she might get green and you might get gray. So I'm just making sure that at least it looks something similar. That's the point of having this. And show a percentage of the resume score against the job description, blah, 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 and then use Australian English just for the sake of it. Now, if I do all of this and I click build, I should have specified that it is text somewhere, but yeah, you can read the prompt line by line. This is going to take some time, so I'm thinking, what should I do it? Oh wait, did I need to select any of these? Probably not. Oh, I had to select add intelligence. Okay, I'll just go back and do it again. I can essentially delete this. Okay, this is done because we want AI to analyze the resume. That's why, like this option wasn't available 2 or 3 months back. It would automatically do it. Probably it would have already done it. It might have already picked it, but at least for the sake of completeness, I'm gonna select that. Add Gemini Intelligence, yeah, and then wait for it to generate it. When I tried it, I think it took like 2 minutes or more. So I don't know how long it's going to take. Let's see. I think a new feature that AI Studio added was it actually, the last time I tried it 2 days back, it gave me an option to select the theme as well, but I don't know if it will show it now. Showing it? Yeah, exactly this one. So this is a new thing that's not in the screenshots because I made the screenshots probably 15 days back and this was not there. So this is a new thing that they have added. They kind of show you how do you want to show it. That's good. For now, I'm just going to select the bold typography, whatever. Select this design. So this is the new thing that is very recent, probably 1 or 2 weeks. And yeah, while that happens, it kind of tells you what it's doing. And then if you look at the code, it's also going to show you the code while it's generating it. So while that happens, let me prepare the job description and the resume, which I can find it here. This is the resume of a person. this is a real person. I have just redacted the PII details. And this is a job description from Lorikit, as far as I remember. I don't know if I can show you. Yeah, and while all of this is happening, Gemini is generating our app. So I specifically chose Lorikit because if there is any role, I'll show you an interesting thing here. Okay, software engineers, yes, software engineer. They have a very wait, they list it. No. They have a very different way of interviewing. What they do is like, they essentially have only 2 interviews, 1 interview, and they ask you to come in and work with them for 2 days, and then they decide if they want to hire you or not. So that is why I found it interesting, and that's why I chose it. But let me see. Trial. No, exactly here. It's very small. Here you go. Yeah, this is one of the reasons I chose. So they have an informal chat, and then they ask you to come in and do a 2-day paid work trial. If they like you, that's it. Like, it kind of skips the funnel I showed, but this is an exception, a rare case. Okay, so this is the resume that we're going to put in. This is the job description, and hopefully it's still taking time. It's almost done. It has developed the app, but it's now applying the design that it was telling me. Let me go back. What did we do? We did this, yes, yes, yes. And then it's going to come here with an app, hopefully. Has everyone reached to this step, or is anyone facing any issues? Is anyone facing any issues? Just raise your hand if you're facing an issue. I think we're good. Yeah, it does take some time. Okay, while that happens, I'm going to show you something interesting. So, if I can have some attention here, if you have a resume, if you have a good resume, you're essentially making a resume to find a job, right? And with this, what it does, this guy has a, this guy is basically, this guy used AI to find jobs for himself and then found a head of AI job. And then the whole process, he documented it, open sourced it. And that is this particular repository. You can even run it with Gemini CLI. I'm saying you can run it with Claude, but as Claude is expensive and as you have to pay for it, you can use Gemini CLI. And because Gemini gives you a decent amount of tokens per day, you can try it. I tried it, and this works crazy amazing, by the way. Hopefully.
Sorry, what's the name of the repository? Thank you so much.
Yeah, just go and search for career ops. Google search for career ops. There should be this Sandy for career ops. Like, if you have a good resume, try to do this. This thing is pretty nice. This is like step 2 of having a good resume and using AI to find jobs for you. And what it does, it actually, with your base resume, it creates a resume as per the job description, generates it HTML and the PDF per job that it finds. What it does, it rates your resume against the job and only creates PDFs for jobs that are above 4. So it has a range of 1 to 5. This thing is pretty nice. Just have a quick look at this. But yeah, this is like, you can do this only if you have a very good resume. If your resume is, I don't want to use the S word, but if your resume is bad, it's not going to find good things for you. Okay, so looks like the app is ready. at least mine is, have everyone reached here? Yeah? Yeah, it's pretty straightforward. And probably it won't look exactly as this, but it will at least have some orange color because we asked it to have the orange color. So here it says target job description and the resume. So I'm going to copy the whole job description. Yep. And then I'm going to copy the resume. Boom. And then I'm going to say launch analyze, and this is going to, whoa, that's a nice UI. This is something different that I'm seeing. And yeah, now it's going to basically send those two things with its own prompt to Gemini, and then Gemini is going to do the math and then give me a score. So essentially it says like 72 out of 100, your resume demonstrated blah, blah, blah. This looks good. Use of XYZ formula. And this is where it says I can rewrite my objective. I should include these things. I can rewrite my job experience. I should include these things. Yeah, that's bad. That's good. That's good as it says these things. Yeah, so it essentially says, yeah, instead of just listing the project site names, describe the technical stack. Very good. I'd say that's good stuff. Yeah, not bad. So yeah, if I was the person and this was my resume, I would just use another job, find another job, and then put it in the app, and then change my resume and start applying. That's one way of doing it. Yeah. Okay, so till now what happened is your resume reviewer is there. You can use it, but your friends can't use it. The next step is to deploy the app. So we have done this. We have tried the preview mode. This worked. Now the next one is to publish the app. Yeah. So to publish the app, you go to the Publish tab, and then you click Get Started, and then you can select a project. As I don't have a project, I will first create it, and this is the point that you will need your GCP credits. Are we good till now? Everyone is trying to create a GCP project now because they have $5 of credit, at least in one of their accounts. We good? Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna name it Resume River Adelaide, ADL. I'm lazy typing, so billing account. I don't really care. I have multiple ones. I'll just use this one for now. I hope it lets me create my. That's fine. I hope it lets me create this because the last time I tried it, I had some issues. But let's see. Okay, this is creating a Google Cloud project. Okay, it's done. I'm selecting the project. I don't really need to do that. And if I go back here to my Google AI Studio, there's an option to import the project. Yeah. So I'll import the project, which happens to be not here because I need to refresh probably. We did this part, we did this part, and we did the publish, and we started, and then yeah, now I want to pull that in. Publish, import the project. Resume reviewer. Yeah, resume reviewer Adelaide. Resume reviewer Adelaide, and then import. I'm importing the project. Yep, it's here. In order to publish the project, please go to the secrets tab and associate with Gemini key. What the hell? Where did this come from? Okay, fine. Oh, wait. No, this is new. This is new. Okay, is anyone seeing this, by the way, or is it letting you publish it? Is anyone seeing this? Or did it let you deploy and publish it? You're seeing that? Okay. So this basically means I need a Gemini API key, which I can get it from here. You can get an API key. Because I didn't have one. Okay, makes sense. So create an API key. Then you have to select the right project, which is this. Resume reviewer. So whoever is getting that message, please go and create a resume. Please go and create an API key. For that, you need to go to Google AI Studio, click the Get API key, and it will come here. When you create the key, make sure that you select the project that is just imported, and then create a key. Yeah? And then you can copy the API key here. Copy the key. Probably in the new tab, go to AI Studio again. And go back to your app that you were building, which is this, 2 minutes ago.
Refresh. Or it doesn't let you because billing is not set up.
Because he has to apply the credit in the right project, and he has to see.
It needs a card. It won't let us.
No, with the $5 credit, it should work. You don't need a card. Because it applies to your billing account. Probably there are 2 billing accounts now. One is his name, and the other one is called trial billing account or something. Yeah, there are 2 billing accounts. Exactly, there should be a trial billing account. Use that, and then it should work. You should create your project in the trial billing account. So I need to go to the secrets tab and add a Gemini key. Okay. What the hell? This is strange. Okay. Yeah, once I go here, it actually has the key linked. And I can apply the changes. And after that, it will surely let me publish. You can even set like a spending cap. I'll just set it to $1 a day. Or monthly cap, $2 per month. Bit. And then I can publish the app. This will actually deploy it to Google Cloud Run. Anyone who hasn't reached this step to actually deploy it to Google Cloud Run, anyone is anyone stuck?
We need the API key.
Yes, for that you need to go back and select it. I can come and help you. Anyone else? Okay, let me come and help. Or can you have a look? Now, while that happens, it's going to deploy. Hopefully the mic works. Working?
Yes.
Working, deploying. Did it deploy?
Not yet. I'm learning.
Okay, no problem. Anyone at the deploy stage? Yep.
I'm stuck on.
Authenticate API calls through. No, sorry. Yeah, where are you? No, you don't need to go to Google Cloud. That's number one. What you need to do, okay, you are here. Yeah, wait, I think it's not set up billing. That's one thing. Okay, wait, let me see. Why doesn't it pick it up? Well, if you ask you for the credit card, then it's the issue with the. Yeah, this should not ask you for the credit card. The point is the project you created has. Okay, let me do this. Let's go back here. Billing. Okay, different Gemini project. Okay, link billing accounts. This is the point 0. Yes, this is the point. The billing account has not been linked to the $5 credit that we applied. That is why it's complaining about that. Okay, now if I go here. Okay, this is the new one. I can create a new one. Oh, sorry. Does it let me do this? Yeah, that should do it. Our nation looks fine. Billing is already set up. Yes, it is. So now we have the new project, which is correctly linked with the billing account. That should work. So I should go here. And then import project.
What is this one? This one was like.
Oh yeah, to refresh, can you refresh the page? Just refresh the page. What the? Oh yeah, it's fine. Can you type RR dash? What the hell? Why? Retire.
So can you go to your project where you created project? Because it says that your
It's
project.
very strange. This is already an incognito window, and this is the only Google account you have, right? Yeah, this is the only Google account you have. What the hell? How is this possible? This is picking up this, but not picking up this, which is very, very strange. I think it didn't refresh properly. It needs a hard refresh.
Are you in the same Gmail account? Yes.
Yes. Just a bit slow, that's it. So good. We have that, and then we have, yeah, this is where we want to go. And yeah, it's still fine. So if you open Google AI Studio here again, I just want to get the, no, just type ai.dev. It's going to take you to Google AI Studio, sorry. Yeah, from here you can create an API key. And yeah, API key, create a new API key. And you select the right project, which is this guy. You create the key. I don't think you need to copy the key, but just for safety, I'm going to copy the key. Now if I select again, it should let me. What the hell? Yeah. Oh yeah, it said secrets. I am the one who is wrong. Yeah.
For the AI, you have to ask to AI.
Yeah.
For the AI to the AI.
Yep.
From the AI. And it
Yep.
says that it
And now you should be able to publish. It has the API key. Come on. Thank you. Here. Yes, let's set a spending cap so that you don't go over budget. 10 minutes to process, it's fine. That's among the spending cap. So even if someone comes up and DDoSes your app, you're going to stop at $2. That's it. Oh, good. Yes, that's good. Yep. Who needs help?
Yeah, so I did already created like 2.
Can you maybe show it on the screen so everyone can follow?
Yeah, I'll do that. I just did that. I'll do that again.
Yeah,
But
so
the
I've
issue
created
is,
2 and
Yeah.
look. Let's first check. Okay, the point is you need your project to be connected to that billing account first.
yeah, it's already connected, so there's no error with the billing.
Oh, all
only
good. Oh,
error
then with the
with
API
that
key, right?
one.
Now
Yeah,
for that
yeah.
you just need to go to here, create an API
It's
key. Which project is it?
Resume review.
The last one? Okay.
Yeah.
Just
And
create it.
this is like the 3rd key now.
That's fine. we can select anyone. Just make sure that you delete the others that you're not using later.
Yeah.
That's about it. Now
So we can
here
create as many as possible.
you can create multiple keys, but it's the issue would be like, I mean, if no one is using it, there is no issue. The point is if it leaks and someone uses your key, they can actually get access to your account, and that's the point.
Yeah, but no, not yet.
I just refreshed. Wait, now it's
The
gonna.
previous
Yeah,
key.
we did refresh.
If no one is using it, you can delete it. That's fine.
Yeah,
She
it's
created previous key which is connected with.
oh yeah, secrets. Oh, okay.
You have to just click here
Oh,
and
I
go to
didn't
secrets.
see.
That's
I
fine.
was like, where is the secret?
You just go a bit on the sides.
Select key.
Wait, it's the right one, yeah. So that's good. And then apply changes, and then oopsie, come here. It should be fine now. Yeah, set a spending cap so that you don't go crazy. You have $5 or $2 for the whole month, but it should be fine. We're just trying now.
Yeah, okay.
And then it will give you
I
a.
was like, where?
And then it will give you a Google Cloud Run URL. That's it. Anyone else facing an issue? Is it deployed to Cloud Run for anyone or stuck?
I haven't deployed it. My deploy one that's fine.
Where is stuck?
होइन यो मैले त्यो मेरो जिसिपीको अहिले मिला छैन कि
Okay, good. Then you just try it with preview. That works. Anyone that's stuck? Does everyone have a URL? All good? Everyone has an URL? Okay. So once you have an URL, it's a publicly accessible URL and you can share it with anyone in the world and anyone should be able to load your app. That's essentially it. And behind the scenes, what it does is it actually creates a Cloud Run service. And the Cloud Run is serverless containers. So if you don't get any requests, you're not paying anything. Yeah. And it only pops up the containers or services, whatever it's called in Cloud Run language. Yeah. Whenever it has requests. So if it doesn't have any requests coming in, nothing is going to happen. If it has requests coming in, then only it's going to cost you money. So if I can show you here what it, yeah, this is the container it created on its own. It did all of it in the background. And if I can show you here, the minimum instance is 0. That means if no requests come, you're not paying anything. So it's not up all the time. Yeah. And you can set a maximum instance as well. But as we have already set a deployed cap of $5, $2 for the whole month, so it's not going to go up above that. It's just going to stop. It's going to, I think it's going to start throwing 500 errors or something saying, I don't have the money, so I can't give you access to the app. So this is what actually happens in the background. It has all automatically packaged it into a container and then has deployed it in such a scalable service that if you really want thousands of users coming in, you can do that as well. Yeah? Where were we here? Yeah, did this. Yeah, one thing probably I should add is the creation of the key, which is something I just found out. Or actually, it was there. No, it was there. Okay, that's something that I'm going to change. Yeah, we did this. I at least had a URL. It looks exactly the same. If I tried those two things, it will work as the same. And yeah, that's it. In half an hour, we did the whole thing. You have a URL for a resume reviewer. You can share it with anyone you like. Does anyone need any help? Is anyone stuck? Looks like we're good. So some further reading I would want you to do. Actually, can I have everyone's attention, please? You can leave wherever you are right now. As everything is on that URL, you can go back home and then try it. So within this context, what I'm doing is I'm writing stuff that will help you find a job. Yeah. I have written blog posts where you can use Gemini live audio to use it as a interviewer for you. You can do that. Have a read at this. I also have a demo video here. It's short, but if you want, you can go through like a 1 hour interview process with this. Yeah, and you can change the prompt to suit what you need. My prompt is more like I want to interview a backend engineer, but with Gemini Live here, with this part, where is it? Apps? No, playground. Real time. It's called real time. It's called live. It's called real time. Whatever. I don't really care. What the point is, you can share your. Let's say if you want to do a what is called system design interview, you can even share your screen and then ask for feedback. Like it's almost, you can do it live. Yeah. So you can try this out. Just having a look at my slides. What else? Yeah, another micro app. Another micro app. If you want to build, you can build something like this. Even this image is generated with AI, and then you can essentially change the hairstyle. You can. It's a prompt. It's nothing more. Same as this. It's a very easy prompt, and it actually identifies the gender depending on the photo you uploaded, and then suggests a hairstyle. Yeah, that's one thing. Yeah, if you haven't used Notebook LM, give it a go. This example is also in the job search context. Like, give it a go. It is very useful. What else? Not more. Yeah, I would really suggest you to have if you want to have a read at this, if you don't want to read this, surely go through this repository, clone it. It's basically these 3 or 4 steps, right? Create a profile, create your resume. It is a Claude example. There is a Gemini CLI example as well. You can try it with Gemini CLI. I have tried it. Works pretty well. It also makes you think what you want, because you need to put what job searches you want to do, what companies you want to look for, and it's pretty good. I have tried it. Probably I can show it here. Yep, here. Gemini. Don't debug nothing, please go. If it starts, that is. Oh, it did. So you type career ops, yeah. And then, yeah, it goes through the settings that I've done. Yeah, go. Yeah, it is reading the profile and my resume, and now I can, so yeah, depending on my profile, I can look at this thing with Offereta. It also gives you interview advice, like what you could prepare for. I wanted to show the tracker, yeah. So I essentially fed it my profile and said, look for tech lead and engineering manager roles, and then it found jobs that that LinkedIn would have referred me essentially. Yeah, I haven't really exploited this, but yeah, then it says 4.3 match, 4.8 match, 4.9 match, and then I can ask it to generate resume for this role, and then if I actually happen to get an offer, I said I get an offer, and then it helps me prepare this for the interview. It is pretty good. So yeah, after you have a very good resume, please do try this. And it's free because it's open source. The thing that you pay for are the tokens, but if you use Gemini, you get enough tokens in a day that this would be pretty useful. Yeah? So that is something that I did not miss. And yeah, I mentioned this as well here at the end. What else? He was also mentioning Google Stage. If you want to have a look at Google Stage, that's something. And let's go towards the end. Yeah, the same thing, like the resume reviewer, if you don't want to use, or if you don't want to create it on your own, you can use it like a resume reviewer gem within Gemini itself. Gemini has gems, which are smaller apps within Gemini. And yep, use Gemini tools to review your resume and job search. I just showed you an agent which can actually do the job searching for you. You need to specify what types of job you want. You need to specify what companies to follow. As it has Chromium, it actually runs a browser and scrapes the data and gives you a lot of insights. I just showed you an example. I'll also show you the PDFs of the resume generated from my general resume that I fed, but it generates it per job. Of course, it does hallucinate. There are places where it could be better, but it does a decent job of customizing your resume per job, which is a hard thing to do manually. Yeah? Explore more. Explore other LLMs and tools. Claude, for instance, pretty good. Does a pretty good job. And update your workflow. Use the right tool for the job. Like job hunting manually. Finding a job is a full-time job itself. That's my belief. Yeah? So if you do everything manually, you're not going to reach your maximum potential. And the issue nowadays is essentially there are no junior roles advertised. I can say it very confidently because we have done a project called AU Tech Jobs, and I've scraped jobs from almost 100, or we have scraped jobs from almost 100 companies for the past 6 years. So I can easily see the trend of the word junior diving down since 2023. That means if you are a student, some of you has raised your hand saying that you are a student looking for a job. Do not project yourself as a junior engineer anywhere. Don't write the word junior anywhere. Go and project yourself as a mid-level engineer and make sure that all of your public profiles give that message consistently. I use the word swim lane because you cannot be everything. You can either be a backend engineer, front-end engineer, data engineer, whatever it is. You select one swim lane. I'm using the word swim lane because you can change it, right? You could be a backend engineer for 3 years and then a front-end engineer for the next 3 years as well. But do not project or do not say that you are a junior engineer anywhere. Do not say that you are a recent graduate. If I'm hiring, I don't really care. I don't really care if you're a recent graduate or you have been in Australia for 20 years. Go ahead.
So, what about people who have kind of pivoted between roles? Like, I'll take my example. I used to be a full stack developer,
Yeah.
and now I'm doing my PhD in machine learning and with like literally anything and everything that's.
Why are you doing a PhD in machine learning? But that's a different question. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, I like it. So.
Go ahead. So yeah, then now your choice is what do you want to do, right? I think you did machine learning or a PhD or master's in machine learning because you want to get into that, right?
Yeah.
So that means now what you should be doing is you should be leveraging the knowledge of your full stack engineering, which is useful. As he was saying that he is ML engineer, but he has not done app development, but now you have both. So now it's the point like how you accentuate and how you put that in, how do you market yourself in your resume better so that you can land a machine learning engineer or an AI engineer role, which also is easier for you because you have done the full stack part in the past, right?
So, what I'm very curious to know is,
Go.
with all of these LLM tools like you just mentioned,
Yeah.
it is easy to kind of bypass the whole development stage itself. So does that mean that marketing yourself as a full stack and then saying I can do app dev, I've done this or that in app, does that kind of hurt your chances, or is that more of a like?
I'll come to you in the question section. Just keep it there.
Yeah.
Thank you for your time and thank you for coming in even when it was raining. I thought I didn't think it would be this full, so which is very good. And yep, I'm open to questions. First years, go.
So should I just say that again?
Yeah, go. Your last question, please.
Yeah. So like you just mentioned and showed, there's tools like AI tooling that can build your app, can build your UI for you.
Yep.
So with those in play,
Yep.
does that hurt your chance as a?
You should surely get this. Yeah, go. I'm listening. Go.
Does that hurt your chance as a developer who is marketing themselves as a full stack dev experience guy or something like that?
The answer is here. Like finding a job is not easy. If you pass those 5 layers, then you get the job. Now, where does your CV help? Your CV helps here, maximum here. Yeah. If they give you a coding challenge or if they ask you to sit in a coding challenge or a code review challenge, your CV is as worthy as a toilet paper, nothing more.
Yeah.
I'll be very honest, as it is, right? Because if I sit down and do a technical interview, I'm not going to flip on your CV. I'm just going to show you the code or give you the task and then see what you can do out of it, right? So your answer is here. Whatever you project yourself as, it's good, but you don't have the skills to back it up. It just goes in drain. So the thing that you need to understand is this, right? And where does the CV come? Where does it help? Where does the interview prep come? And where does it help? If you apply to a FANG, then they are going to go through that lead code and all that thing. So that's the point. Like, where are you? What's your target? And as you said, if you are an international student, that means you don't have a PR. Not having a PR already backfires most of us. That's what it is. I am not saying anything that's not true, right? So like I can show you on Seek now and open 5 vacancies, 3 of them will say Australian citizen PR, right? So that is already keeping you as that is basically kicking you out. That's even kicking out here, like before you get into this funnel, right? And then the other thing, like, as the thing has come up, is I don't understand the system where probably 80-90% of students are international students, and then there's a graduate role being advertised, and that says it's a PR. That just goes like this above my head, but I can't fight the system. I can only adapt to it, right? So that's the point. So yeah, I mean, I can project myself as an AI engineer, but then I'll fail here. Yeah, if I really practice and do stuff, probably maybe I'll pass this. Yeah, but I usually I'll fail here. In the technical interview, I'll fail here. They'll start asking me about the attention is all you need paper, and I know and I know shit about it. I don't know anything about it. So that's the point. Yeah. Any other questions? Go ahead.
First of all, great presentation, loved it.
Thank you.
I have a question regarding the new job roles which I'm seeing recently.
Uh-huh.
So they say they want a software engineer, but when you go and read the job description,
Yeah.
they say I want your skills in LLM. You should know how to build LLM powered applications in LangChain, LangGraph,
Yeah.
QAI,
Yeah.
OpenSDK.
Yeah.
So I'm seeing they need a developer,
Yeah.
but they need an AI engineer built into that software development. So from your perspective, what is the new skills these days software engineers should learn?
They don't need an AI engineer, number one. An AI engineer is a guy like that who has actually worked on ML systems, who has actually trained like LLMs and stuff. I have not trained LLMs. I have not even fine-tuned Gemini. I'll be honest, right? I am a backend engineer and now going a bit into a full stack thingy. So the point is, using an LLM is not creating an LLM. Like as far as I know, a decent LLM, like creating or training a decent LLM is at least $1 million or more. Probably he could answer more. He could answer it better, right? So that means it already weeds out your Series A startups, number one. So they are not really looking for LLM engineers. They are looking for people who are actually software engineers and can prompt or can make an agent using a framework like LangChain, be it Google ADK or anything like that. What they are trying to say, from my understanding, is you should know the LLM layer basics. For instance, how to do evaluations. We created an LLM integration for something, and the issue was, unless I put the goddamn temperature to 0, it's not going to do what I want, right? So that is what they are looking for. They are looking for people who have done something in production with AI and know these things. I think that is what they mean in the job description. Now, is it a new role? I don't think so. Because for the past 20 years, as a software engineer working in web, I have done 6 things. CRUD, file upload, and calling APIs. That's it. I have not done anything more than that, right? Create, read, update, delete, file uploads, and calling. Now calling APIs also includes calling LLMs. What the hell did I do now? It's just calling Gemini API with a prompt. Yeah. Of course there is English. Of course there are temperature, K-top, P-top, whatever top, blah, blah, blah stuff, right? But if I boil down my 18, 19 years of work, we are at time. Okay, this is the last question I take, or we will take one more question and then we can. So if I boil down my 18 or 19 years of work across 3 continents, this is what I've done. Yeah. So if you can, like, now coming back to your point, like if you learn things that last decades, you're good. If you learn things that last months, if you market yourself as a React engineer, you'll need to remarket yourself in 3 months. If you market yourself as a front-end engineer, you'll need to remarket yourself in 5 or 7 years. That's the point. So that's like, HTTP is not going to change. Whatever I did just went through HTTP. Yeah, authentication and ACL is not going to change. Yes, there are going to be more intricacies, more layers and stuff that you need to understand. For instance, yeah, I understood the temperature and stuff. I read about it 2 years back, but I really understood what it was when I had to do it within a system, like a year back, right? But yeah, the basics are not going to change. So the point is, like, be strong in the basics and learn the other layers as needed. Amit has already pinged me, so this will be the last public question, and then probably we could hang out outside and you can ask me more stuff. I can take the last question. Oh yeah, because he has to distribute swag, that's why he's in a hurry. Okay, all good. One last question and then yeah, I'll be here. I can chat a bit.
What's the value of system design and architecture design in this area? Is it still valuable as it was before?
Yes, I saw software is cheap by him, but I'd say code is cheap. Software is not cheap. It's like deploying software and managing systems is still hard. With that in context, yes, yeah, I think that is the area that hasn't been, I don't want to use the word, but encroached by AI till now. Because those kinds of decisions come with battle scars, right? Those kinds of, like, especially system design stuff. For instance, when do you introduce a cache? When do you introduce a Redis cache? As we have already talked about it, let me open it. Give me a second. Yeah, exactly. Have a read about. Yeah, have a read of this article. So it goes, it's a very old article, but super duper interesting and super duper relevant anytime. It goes from like when you have 10, when you have 1 user to million users. This is what you're talking about, right? Exactly. So this is what you're talking about. And then this, I think this skill also is very important, and till now, and then now it's even more important because code is cheap, software is not. And then scalability and these things are not. You might have read horror stories of, some vibe coded app, having a public S3 bucket and all the photos being public and all of that. I mean, that's still not this, but that's also an important layer, right? So those kinds of things, I don't think, they are super duper important. If you want to learn about scalability, this is one of the best things I've read. It is already like 10 years old, but it is as good as gold. That would be the last question, and I'll hand over to Amit. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, guys. I really didn't want to interrupt, but we are really on time as well here today.
Do you want to connect yours?
Yes.
Yeah, I can take it at the end.
I hope you guys learned really like something out of this talk and the previous talk as well, right? To learn the basics. You know, the market's just going to change, new technology is just going to come.
That's fine.
Learn the basics. You're going to stay relevant all the time. All right, we're just going to do our final couple of slides, and then we will be wrapping up for today. I would also like to say thank you to all of you guys. You know, really appreciate your time today. It's an important one here because you have to like.
I'll go sit. Yeah, system design to कोही पनि जाँदैन त्यो त त्यही त हैन इन्टिग्रेसन डायग्राम कसरी बनाउने भन्ने नै एउटा स्किल हो नि सपोज तिमी RDMS बनाउने हो भने if you make an RDMS and you want to make some integrated ER design, making your data model scalable is a skill on itself. Exactly. I should really give this to you.
Thank you.
So that skill is not going to go away.
Alright, so we
blog there on the pattern is pretty much AI users options for a document like this for link it.
You guys are just gonna
search for career ops on Google. And you answer first link career ops without spaces, without anything. And SK over the blog.
I think for those who have been here before know what we're going to do, so hold tight. Before that, I would also like to thank you, our speaker, delegate and Geshan. So we have some tokens here, so I'd like to stay there and kind of present this.
Oopsie. I'll come back. I'll go there. This is mine as well, I still remember.
This is little for appreciation. Thank you so much. I'd like to call Geshan as well.
Thank you very much. Mine was broken. I got it back. Yeah. No. I'll probably take it later. Do you want me to put?
Take anything. Go for it.
No, I have all of this. Maybe I'll take this one. The Gemini cap, I have this. I'll take this one.
Do you have like towel?
No, I have it. Thank you. Yeah, I have it. Thank you. Yes, go ahead.
To say, I got a question. Like, I know you're very familiar, often use AI for your side project.
Yeah.
So, but for your daily job in same way, how is the most valuable thing you use AI in your company?
So we use it like in multiple layers. I think like the most thing that is publicized right now is using it for coding, right? But then, for instance, one of our engineers, one of the engineers in my team, what he does is he like wires up MCPs and then he reads Figma designs with the Figma MCP. He does all of that analysis. He has a AI skill within which can go and talk to Confluence and Jira. So he reads the PRD from Confluence, and then he has a skill where it reads the PRD and breaks it down into tickets, and then the tickets are created in Jira. So it can be used in the overall workflow, right? And then if you look at this, for instance, I'll show you.
So we had throughout the screen
Look, and then he uses this to review code.
I just installed this one.
Exactly, he uses this to review code. Yeah?
Yeah.
And then there is this from Adi Osmani.
Yeah.
Adi Osmani skills. This guy works at Google, and if you use this, if you have used this skill, so you can, for the whole process of software engineering, you can use AI or skills one way or the other. So I think it's not only for writing code. If you think of it for the whole process, and I think it becomes more interesting.
Do you have a guideline? I mean, within your company, let's say you are onboarding a new engineer, do you have a guideline to help them, to introduce them how you gonna use AI?
Use AI, basically use AI for everything you can.
Okay.
That's the point. So we are creating our own set of skills. Yes, like there is a repository, and then we are trying to see where can it help, specification, code review, deployment, QA, wherever, right? And then we are writing stuff. We are slowly releasing it to all the engineers.
How you keep evolving the skills? How you?
So skills are easy, right? Skills are much easier than MCP because it's text. And then you write text, you make it better. Skills is like teaching something to the LLM, right? For instance, your skill could be code reviewing can be skill. There you say, look for security, look for blah blah blah, and then it could be a long markdown file, and then it, whenever it does stuff, it takes it up. Now, the issue with MCP is there is no progressive disclosure. By that, it is always in the context, and you can act, I think, depending on the LLM, you can have maximum 20 or 50 tools, and then you cannot do that. But skills is good because it is progressive disclosure. By that, I mean, it picks it up whenever it needs it, and therefore you can have much more things. So and for us, what we are doing is we are putting it in a repository. People clone it, and then we do a semlink depending upon the person. Someone is using Geshan, someone is using Plot, someone is using something else, and because it's a semlink, it works for everyone. So that is how we are managing it. But at the end of it, it's a GitHub repository, and everything is there. And then if anyone makes some changes, someone else can pull it. If someone adds a new skill, they push it, the PR is merged, and then someone can pull it. So that is how we are doing it.
So the previous point you mentioned, like say, integrate with Figma MCP, Jira MCP, Conference MCP. Do you have developed something like an agent to integrate all of them, or just write it?
No, right now he's doing it on his own. But if you want, we can create a skill that actually does it. So you point it to a URL, probably you can create all the tickets for Jira, and then probably you can have another coding agent that goes in and starts doing pull requests for those tickets. It's up to you how you want to design it. But yeah, I think those things are possible. At least now, as of now, those are possible. But the decisions you need to make is which LLM do you use, how much does it cost, how do you manage the cost, how do you want to manage the thing across teams, and do you actually want to release it to all of the engineers, because some engineers are AI supportive, AI positive, some engineers are like, no, I'm just going to do it my way. So it's hard.
So for your business, I mean the same wheel, have you integrated with any LLM, or just?
We are using mainly two things. One is Cloud, and one is Cursor. So those are the two main things that we use.
All right, I think we're done.